Hi everyone. I'll be talking about access controls, vulnerabilities in GraphQL, and this will be a field case study on data exposure. Who am I? Senior pen tester at Forbridge, accreditations in pen testing, DevSecOps, and GCP security. More than 10 years of experience in security, and in past history, I've been working mostly for banks and in the gambling industry. What is this talk about? So this talk is about the importance of access controls in API security. According to OWASP Top 10 for APIs, the category is on first place and is known as BOLA, Broken Object Level Authorization category. And for web apps, it is also on first place and is known as Broken Access Controls category. So as you can see, the access controls are for APIs and web apps really important. If we continue. Okay, so we will be talking about the Fieldy mobile app. And what is Fieldy mobile app? It launched in 2014 and it launched under the name of Trender. As the name implies, it was focused on threesomes. In 2016, it got renamed to Fieldy because of a naming conflict in their Trender. They renamed to Fieldy and became more open to the idea of dating. So it's a dating app just like others, Tinder, Bumble, etc., where you can filter by distance, by age, by gender. There are more than 10 genders, couples, and by location. And for premium users, you can also search by the type of kink you are interested in or the type of relationship you are interested in. On Android Play Store, it has more than 1 million downloads. Okay, let's discover the app and its menu and see what it does exactly. So we have the first menu, which is Discover Profiles menu, where you can see the name of the person, photos, a short bio, and what the person is interested in. Then we have the second menu, Who Liked You menu, where as a basic user, you only see the name and the blurred photos. That's it. You need the premium subscription. Then for the third menu, Messages, you have the messages with the person you matched with. And last menu, My Profile menu, where you have your own profile and you can buy the premium membership. Okay. So what we will be discussing today, we will be discussing 8 vulnerabilities related to access controls. First one is a broken object property level authorization category, and all the other 7 are BOLA category. What's the difference between the two of them? One, it's about access to another user's ID, which you should not have access to, and the other is about access to a property within a user object that you should have access to that object, but not to that specific property within the object. So that's the subtle difference between this, but all are related to access controls. Let's go to the next one. Okay, first vulnerability, disclosure of profile information to non-premium users. So as I mentioned before, as you can see, as a basic user, you only have, in the Who Liked You menu, you see only the name of the person who liked you and their blurred photos. However, as a premium user, you will get all the information. So let's see how we can exploit this issue and see all the information as a basic user. So one back. Okay, so if we go to the likes menu to see who liked us, we intercept the request. We will find the GraphQL request with the name likes query, yes. And if we go back, yes, we will see details in the response about the person who liked us. For example, in this case, we will have user Sam. Sam liked us, we didn't like Sam yet. And we'll have the photos of the user Sam, like in this case, picture URL. So if we copy this picture URL and we paste it in the browser, we will have the photo of Sam. Go back one sec. And this is the photo of Sam, which corresponds to this one. So we've managed to get details about the user who liked us, Sam, as a basic user, just by intercepting the response. And here we have lots of details about Sam, Unfortunately, the quality is a little bit bad in here. So we can see more details about Sam, sexuality, location, when was last seen, if it's a premium user or not, gender, how far is she from us. But one important parameter about Sam is stream user ID. And this stream user ID is unique to every user, and we will use this value to access their messages. So let's go to the next issue, read other people's messages. So this is where we will use this important parameter, stream user ID, to read other people's messages. So we go to discover profile menu, intercept the GraphQL request with the operation name discover profiles. We get the stream user ID of a random user. In this case, 1 second. In this case, B4F, which belongs to user Claw. Yes. Perfect. Next one, please. And now we go to messages menu. We intercept the request to /channels endpoint. Next one. And here from the request, we leave only the members in parameter, and we add the stream user ID of our victim Claw. And we see the messages of our user Claw. The first one saying, hi Claw. And the next one, if we search by text, we will see that Claw has 92 messages sent and received. So this is how we read other people's messages. Okay, building upon these two issues, we get to vulnerability number 3, which is unauthenticated access to other people's attachments, photos, and videos. This is probably the most interesting one in this research. So we can send photos and videos in the app. And as you can imagine, being a sensitive app, at one point they came with the decision, let's send photos and videos that delete themselves. So the photos can be replayable or time limited, and the videos can be replayable and play once only. And as an attacker, we can get all of them unauthenticated. So let's see how we did that. Now, to give you the final result, the high-level picture, so for replayable photos, the photo first gets uploaded here on the third party, and then it will be made available to 2 other endpoints. Here being the photo ID, and the 2 endpoints, the sender and the receiver GUID. But because the backend only checks the photo ID, here you can just leave an X or any character that you want, because the backend only validates the photo ID. So this is for the replayable photos. And then the next one, for time-limited photo, again, the photo first gets uploaded here on the third party, and then it will be made available to the 2 endpoints. But this time it will check the sender and the receiver's GUID, so we will need this GUID. Once the receiver receives the photo, this endpoint will return 404. It will delete itself. So as an attacker, when we we exploit it from the from the bottom to the top, we will need the sender's URL to get the photo authenticated, and then unauthenticated, we will need to leak this URL, which is part of a feature of the app. So let's reproduce the issue and see how we did that. Okay, so let's upload the replayable photo. We go to the chat. We upload the photo. There will be a request to API cloudinary.com to upload the photo. Next one. Okay, then will be a GraphQL request upload chat attachment, which I suspect this request will make the photo available to the other 2 endpoints. Next one. And the generated photo ID will be sent in the chat, and this is how it will show in the chat with attachments saying there will be an image with this photo ID and it is replayable. Okay, so now let's become the attacker. We will read our victims' messages using their stream user ID, and we will see in the messages of our victim an attachment section saying the image ID, which we will need to access the image ID, and that the image is replayable. So we will build the URL using the attachment ID from the response and use an X as a sender or receiver because it doesn't matter, and we will get the photo authenticated. So this is the image ID saying replayable. And then if we want to get it authenticated as part of the app, there's an endpoint as normal functionality of the app where we add v1 in front of the endpoint, and we get the full URL from the third party where we get it unauthenticated. And if we copy this URL in the browser, we will get unauthenticated access to the photo, which in this case, this is one from my office. So we just needed a v1 in front of the URL to get the URL to the third party. Now for the sensitive, for the time-limited photos, there are two main differences compared to the previous process. This time for time-sensitive photos, there will be an extra parameter saying 15,000 milliseconds or 15 seconds. And in this case, they will check on the back end the profile ID of the sender, the profile ID GUID value of the sender. So we will need that value. Let's reproduce the issue again. Let's upload the photo. There will be a request API cloudinary.com to upload the photo. Yes. Then the GraphQL request to upload chat attachment saying that the visibility milliseconds will be 15,000, meaning 15 seconds for this photo. Yes. And now as an attacker, we read our victim messages using their stream user ID, and we will see the attachments section showing us the photo ID and that this photo is view once only for 15 seconds. Okay, so to retrieve the image, we will need the profile ID GUID of our victim. So there are two URLs to get the photo authenticated. One is from the receiver. However, once the receiver sees the photo will return 404 not found. So then the other option is to get the URL of the sender. So we'll need the sender's profile ID GUID to access the photo. Okay. And then once we got that photo authenticated, we just prepend v1 as we did previously in order to leak the URL to the third party where it was initially uploaded to get access to the photo unauthenticated. Once we did that, we get the URL, we access it unauthenticated, and we have access to it. In case we leak the photo ID from the third party, the only thing random in it are 8 characters. So depending on how sensitive it is, you might want to brute force these 8 characters. Okay, for videos, sorry, the process is easier. There is one request to upload the photo, which will return you the URL to Stream.io CDN where the video was uploaded. This URL will be pasted in the chat, will be sent in the chat, saying type video duration 0. So the attachment will be of type video, yeah. Then as an attacker, we use the victim stream user ID, we read their messages, we see an attachment section saying type of video, the URL of the video, which the video will be replayable. As part of the URL of the video, there will be a special character \U0026, which is the equivalent of the ampersand character. So we copy this URL and replace \U0026 with the ampersand character. And once we did that and we put the URL in the browser, we will get unauthenticated access to the video. And then for the play once only video, the process is similar. We upload the video, we get back the URL. Just that this time, when it's sent in the chat, it will say view once with duration 0 for the video, which will be reflected back in the response. And then again, we read the messages of our victim as the attacker using a victim stream user ID, and we see the URL type video duration 0 view once only for the video. We replace the /u0026 with the ampersand character, and once we put it in the browser, we should have access to the video unauthenticated. So this is how to get access to the photos and videos unauthenticated. Now, the receiver of the play once video will have no knowledge of the attack. He can still see the video, but only once, and after he sees the video, it will say video expired. So this is before and after the receiver sees the video once. Before, it says tap to view, and after he tapped video, it expired. However, as an attacker, you can see it as many times as you want. So let's do a recap regarding impact. So we know the app launched in 2014 under the name of Trender. In 2024, last year, I published the research and discovered that all the photos and videos were available online without authentication. We know that on Android, it has over 1 million downloads, and now all the issues are fixed. Okay, vulnerability number 4, delete, recover, and edit other people's messages. So we discovered that we can recover other people's messages that were deleted in a chat. In addition, we can edit and delete other people's messages. In order to do that, we will need the unique message ID value of the message that we want to recover. So let's drop a message to someone. For example, got any plans for tomorrow? And we will see the ID 8AD for this message ID. So we delete this message, 8AD, and it will be reflected in the response, 8AD, got any plans for tomorrow? Now, let's become the attacker. We read our victims' messages using their stream user ID, and we see that for the 8AD message ID, the text is, this message was deleted. So far, everything worked okay. However, if we, as the attacker, apply again the delete method on this message ID, 8AD, we got back the original message, got any plans for tomorrow. So all we had to do as an attacker was just to apply again the delete method on the same message ID in order to retrieve the original one. Now, to edit the message, let's drop a message. My phone number is 123 to someone. We'll see it reflected in the response. My phone number is 123. Then we read the messages using the victim's message ID. My phone number is 123. Yeah. And the victim receives a notification. My phone number is 123. So far is okay. Now let's modify this message as the attacker. My new phone number is 456. And we saw it, yes, modify. My new phone number is 456. And now, if the victim taps on the notification and checks the message, it will say my new phone number is 456 and edited. So all the victim will see extra, it will see this small edited field, but has no knowledge regarding who edited, if it was the original sender or not. So that was another example of access controls where the attacker modified the message. Now, next issue regarding access control, update someone else's profile information. So you can update someone else's profile information, including name, sexuality, age, etc. The endpoint is /GraphQL, operation name is profile update. So we go to our own profile, we update our own bio to ABCDEF. We are logged in as user ourselves 91F. However, we change the ID to that of a different user, in this case a random user with profile ID ending in 29C. And we see that we will get a 200 OK saying that for the user 29C, the biography was updated to ABCD. So we managed to update someone else's profile biography. Okay, another interesting issue regarding access controls. Get a like from any user profile. So you could send likes from profile number 2 to profile number 3 while being logged in as profile number 1. The instance is /GraphQL and the operation name is profile like. So let's reproduce the issue. We send a normal like, which is corresponds to the request /GraphQL. So we are logged in as 29C, and we send the like from ourselves, so 29C to 91F. So we just like someone, and it will be saying sent, which worked okay as expected. Now let's reverse. So we are logged in as 29C, and we send the like from 91F to ourselves, and it will say you cannot like a profile you own. Okay, then let's send the like to someone else. So we are logged in as 29C, and we send the like from 6D3 to 91F, and it will say sent. So we just managed to control who do we send the like and to whom. So we just sent a like from 6D3. So let's now investigate who did we just like our another test account. So let's see who is this 6D3. So if we get more information about this 6D3 account, we see that more details about this account, saying age 26, imaginary name Annie, she liked us, we didn't like her back. And because we have a premium account, we can see more details about Annie, and indeed she liked us. So that was another access control issue. Now, vulnerability number 7, send messages in other people's chats, even though we are not participant in that chat. /channel /messenger ID /channel ID /message is the vulnerable endpoint. Now, let's read other people's messages using the victim stream user ID. We will find a channel ID, in this case ending in 0BD. And if we send a message to that 0BD channel ID, such as hello from the attacker, it will say 201 created, okay. So the victim will receive a notification from user B, which is the attacker, and in this window, the victim will see the message hello from the attacker. However, the message takes place between user D and Bogdan, so the message comes from B. However, the attacker can change his name as part of the application, because this is a feature of the application. Anyone can have any name they want. So you can impersonate even the victim or the sender if you want so. Okay, and the last vulnerability, view other people's matches. We can check who did other people match with and their full profile information, such as imaginary name, age, photos, gender, sexuality. The instance is /GraphQL, operation name chat list query. Okay, so we go to discover profiles menu. We see the /GraphQL chat list query operation, and we will see in the response that if we do that for our own account and we search for imaginary name in the response, we have 3 matches. However, if we change the profile ID to that belonging of a different user, we see that if we search by imaginary name in the response, that profile ID will have 45 matches on their accounts. So this is another example of access controls where we can check how many matches other accounts have. Okay, so as remediation for these access controls for developers, implement authorization checks between users. This must be on the back end and not on the front end. Implement user levels for example, basic users and premium users, and based on these user levels, implement access controls and restrict information to the user based on user level. For DevSecOps people, this will be a challenging one to integrate in the CI/CD pipeline a security tool that does this specific check. I am not aware yet of such a tool that could do a good job on exploring this sort of category issues. For CISOs, do data mapping, identify all personal data your organization collects, and implement data protection measures such as encryption, access controls, and security testing. Regarding fines, Uber was fined for sending drivers' data to US from EU, and more recently TikTok was fined as well for sending European data to China. Remediation. This was a bit interesting. All the issues have been remediated. However, according to the best of my knowledge, it took them 6 months, and after 6 months we published this blog post. So it took a bit of time to remediate all these issues. For a full research, you can check our blog post, and then this was also highlighted by The Guardian in an article, and the slides will be published soon on our GitHub. And then a short...
Unfortunately, we're out of time. It's 11:05 now.
Okay.
Next talk, but
Okay.
thank you very much anyway.
Yeah, this is it. Thank you very much.